Ladies and gentlemen, in a world filled with noise, where opinions fly faster than facts, there is great power in silence. Today, I want to talk about something that will not only change your mindset, but also shape your future: focusing on yourself and staying silent. In a world filled with endless distractions, social comparisons, and external influences, the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. Focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is necessary for growth, success, and inner peace. Too often, people waste time worrying about others, what they are doing, how they are progressing, and how they compare. This mindset not only slows down personal growth, but also leads to unnecessary stress and self-doubt. The key to true success and fulfillment is learning to shift that energy inward, improving yourself instead of watching others, and staying silent instead of announcing every move. When you focus on yourself, you begin to understand your true potential. You realize that success is not a race against others, it is a journey of self-improvement. Instead of worrying about what someone else is achieving, redirect that energy toward mastering your own skills. The time spent gossiping or engaging in meaningless conversations can be used for learning, reading, and developing new abilities. Every minute that is wasted on distractions is a minute taken away from progress. Imagine if all the energy used for external validation was redirected toward personal growth. How far could you go? One of the most powerful habits of highly successful people is their ability to work in silence. They do not announce their plans to the world. They do not seek approval or applause. Instead, they move in silence, allowing their results to speak for them. Talking about dreams does not make them a reality. Actions do. The more you talk about your goals, the more you open yourself to opinions, criticism, and negativity. People will question you, doubt you, and sometimes even discourage you. But when you stay silent and focus on the work, there is no room for external opinions to shake your confidence. The best way to prove yourself is not through words, but through achievement. Silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of discipline and self-control. Many people feel the need to constantly explain themselves, defend their choices, or prove their worth to others. But the truth is, you do not owe anyone an explanation. When you focus on yourself, you understand that your journey is yours alone. Not everyone will understand your vision, and that is perfectly fine. Your responsibility is not to convince others, but to keep moving forward despite the noise around you. Staying silent also protects your energy. In a world where people seek attention and validation, choosing to remain focused and quiet is a form of power. It keeps you from unnecessary drama, negative influences, and distractions that do not align with your goals. The moment you stop explaining yourself to others, you gain back control over your life. You are no longer seeking permission or approval. You are simply working toward becoming the best version of yourself. Discipline plays a crucial role in this journey. Focusing on yourself requires commitment, consistency, and patience. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term gratification. It means sacrificing temporary pleasures for future success. Many people struggle with consistency because they are too focused on the results instead of the process. But real progress happens when you embrace the journey, continuously learning and improving along the way. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it seems, contributes to a bigger goal. Personal growth is not just about career or education. It extends to mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When you focus on yourself, you prioritize self-care. You take care of your health, nourish your mind with knowledge, and surround yourself with positive influences. You stop wasting time on toxic relationships, meaningless conversations, and unnecessary conflicts. You begin to understand the value of peace, the power of solitude, and the importance of personal development. There is something incredibly powerful about letting your actions speak for you. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, you eliminate distractions and direct all your energy toward meaningful progress. You no longer need to prove yourself to anyone because your success becomes undeniable. People will notice your growth, your achievements, and your transformation without you having to say a word. True confidence is built not by talking about success, but by silently working toward it. Staying silent does not mean isolating yourself. It means being selective about where you invest your time and energy. It means choosing knowledge over gossip, productivity over procrastination, and growth over validation. It means understanding that success is not about being seen, but about being accomplished. The greatest victories are not announced, they are achieved quietly with dedication and hard work. At the end of the day, the only person you should compete with is the person you were yesterday. The goal is not to be better than someone else, but to continuously evolve into the best version of yourself. Growth happens when you are willing to put in the effort without seeking shortcuts. Success comes when you are willing to work in silence without expecting immediate recognition. And fulfillment is found when you realize that external approval is not necessary for inner peace. So, choose to focus on yourself. Choose to stay silent. Let your actions speak, let your results shine, and let your success be the loudest statement you ever make. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people associate silence with weakness, lack of confidence, or an inability to express oneself. However, silence is one of the most powerful tools a person can possess. It is a symbol of control, discipline, and focus. When you learn to stay silent, you begin to understand the importance of your energy and how you use it. Not every situation requires your voice, and not every argument is worth engaging in. There is power in walking away, in choosing to reserve your words, and in allowing your actions to do the talking. One of the greatest advantages of staying silent is that it allows you to observe and learn. When you speak too much, you often miss out on valuable information. When you are silent, you give yourself the opportunity to listen, to analyze situations deeply, and to gain knowledge that others might overlook. The world is filled with distractions, and many people waste time engaging in conversations that do not serve their purpose. They argue over trivial matters, defend themselves against unnecessary criticism, and explain their actions to people who do not matter. But when you choose to stay silent, you free yourself from all these distractions. You no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Your focus shifts inward, and your energy is directed toward growth and progress. Staying silent also helps you conserve your mental and emotional energy. Words require energy, and when you use them carelessly, you drain yourself unnecessarily. Engaging in debates, explaining your plans, and responding to every opinion thrown at you is exhausting. Instead of constantly talking, explaining, or defending, you can use that energy to improve yourself. Many people feel the need to announce their every move, seeking validation from others before they take action, but this need for validation often slows them down. The more you talk about your goals, the more room you create for doubt, negativity, and distractions. The more you explain yourself, the more opinions you invite, some of which may discourage you rather than uplift you. Successful people understand the importance of staying silent. They work behind the scenes, dedicating themselves to their craft without broadcasting every step of their journey. They do not seek attention, they seek mastery. They do not talk about what they will do, they simply do it. When their work is finally revealed, it speaks for itself. They do not need to justify their decisions or prove their worth because their results are undeniable. This is the power of silence. It allows you to focus on what truly matters without interference from the outside world. Another reason why silence is so powerful is that it prevents unnecessary conflict. When you engage in every argument or feel the need to respond to every negative comment, you waste time and energy on things that do not contribute to your success. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion is worth considering. There will always be people who misunderstand you, who question your actions, and who criticize your choices. But you do not owe them an explanation. The moment you realize that silence is a choice, you gain control over your life. You stop reacting to negativity, you stop engaging in meaningless conversations, and you focus entirely on your own path. Staying silent also helps you develop patience. Patience is a key factor in success, yet many people struggle with it. They want immediate results, quick recognition, and instant rewards. But real success takes time, effort, and consistent work. It requires patience, and patience is developed through discipline. When you stay silent, you learn to trust the process. You learn to wait for the right moment instead of rushing into things. This ability to wait To work in silence and to focus on long-term goals is what separates successful individuals from those who give up too soon. Additionally, silence allows you to develop inner strength. Many people rely on external validation for their confidence. They need to be praised, reassured, and acknowledged to feel motivated. But true strength comes from within. When you stay silent and focus on yourself, you build a solid foundation of self-confidence that does not depend on others. You learn to trust yourself, believe in your abilities, and stay committed to your goals regardless of whether anyone else recognizes your efforts. You stop seeking approval because you know your worth. This inner strength is what enables you to keep going even when things get tough. Another benefit of staying silent is that it helps you become more mindful of your words. When you speak less, you begin to understand the value of words. You learn to choose them carefully, to speak with intention, and to ensure that what you say carries meaning. Many people talk just to fill the silence, but their words lack substance. When you stay silent, you avoid unnecessary chatter, and when you do speak, your words carry weight. People begin to respect what you say because they know that when you choose to speak, it is with purpose. Furthermore, staying silent helps you develop emotional intelligence. It teaches you to control your reactions, to process your emotions before responding, and to approach situations with a clear mind. Many people react impulsively, saying things they later regret. But when you practice silence, you learn to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom. You do not let emotions control your words or actions. Instead, you approach challenges with a calm and focused mindset. This emotional intelligence allows you to navigate life more effectively, handle conflicts with grace, and build stronger relationships. At the core of it all, staying silent is about maintaining focus. In a world filled with noise, the ability to stay focused is rare and powerful. It allows you to block out distractions, stay committed to your goals, and work towards success without unnecessary interruptions. It gives you the mental clarity needed to make better decisions, the discipline to stay on track, and the strength to keep moving forward. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, you give yourself the greatest gift, the ability to grow without limitations. You stop letting the opinions of others dictate your actions. You stop wasting time on things that do not serve your purpose. You develop a mindset of continuous improvement where every day is an opportunity to become better than you were yesterday. You embrace the power of silence, knowing that your success will speak louder than any words ever could. When you focus on yourself, you gain control over your life in ways that most people never experience. Too often, people get caught up in the noise of the world, constantly distracted by what others are doing, thinking, or saying. They compare their progress with others, seek validation for their choices, and allow external influences to dictate their actions. But true growth and success come when you redirect that energy inward. Instead of watching others, you start working on yourself. Instead of engaging in unnecessary conversations, you choose silence and let your work speak for itself. The more you focus on yourself, the more you begin to see progress in areas of life that truly matter. Focusing on yourself means setting goals that align with your values and aspirations. Many people live their lives based on what society expects of them rather than what they genuinely want. They follow trends, chase approval, and try to fit into standards set by others. But when you decide to focus on yourself, you stop seeking validation and start living with purpose. You set clear goals for personal and professional development and take consistent steps toward achieving them. You stop worrying about what others think of your journey because you understand that success is a personal experience, not a competition. The power of focusing on yourself also lies in self-discipline. Distractions are everywhere, from social media to unnecessary social gatherings, from meaningless gossip to toxic relationships. When you focus on yourself, you learn to filter out these distractions and prioritize what truly matters. Instead of wasting hours scrolling through other people's lives online, you invest that time in building your own future. Instead of engaging in debates or arguments that drain your energy, you choose silence and invest that energy into growth. You begin to understand that every minute spent on something unproductive is a minute taken away from your own success. Staying silent is just as powerful as focusing on yourself. Silence is often mistaken for weakness, but in reality it is a sign of wisdom and control. The more you talk about your plans, the more you expose them to unnecessary criticism and negativity. People will always have opinions, and not all of them will be supportive. The more you share your goals, the more you open yourself to doubt, distractions, and even sabotage. But when you choose to stay silent, you protect your dreams from unnecessary external influences. You work in peace, make progress in private, and let your results speak for themselves. Silence also gives you the power to observe and learn. When you are silent, you listen more. You pay attention to the world around you, pick up valuable insights, and understand situations better. Many people talk too much and listen too little, which prevents them from learning and growing. But when you stay silent, you give yourself the opportunity to absorb knowledge, to think deeply before reacting, and to develop a clear understanding of your surroundings. This ability to listen and observe is a crucial skill that helps you navigate challenges with wisdom and patience. Moreover, silence teaches you emotional control. Many people react impulsively, saying things they later regret. They get involved in unnecessary conflicts, waste time defending themselves, and allow emotions to control their actions. You develop the ability to pause before responding, to think before speaking, and to remain calm even in difficult situations. This emotional control gives you an advantage in both personal and professional life. It allows you to handle challenges with a clear mind, make better decisions, and build stronger relationships. Focusing on yourself also leads to self-discovery. Many people go through life without truly knowing themselves because they are too focused on others. They adopt opinions, beliefs, and habits from the people around them instead of taking the time to explore their own thoughts and desires. But when you focus on yourself, you start understanding who you really are. You discover your passions, strengths, and values. You learn what makes you happy and what drains your energy. This self-awareness helps you make better choices, build a life that aligns with your true self, and experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. Another benefit of focusing on yourself and staying silent is the ability to build confidence. Confidence does not come from seeking approval or proving yourself to others. It comes from knowing your worth, trusting your abilities, and continuously improving. When you focus on yourself, you invest in self-improvement, whether through learning new skills, developing healthy habits, or setting and achieving personal goals. The more you grow, the more confident you become, and when you stay silent, you avoid unnecessary comparisons and external influences that might shake your self-esteem. You stop relying on outside validation and build confidence from within. The combination of focusing on yourself and staying silent also leads to greater productivity. When you eliminate distractions and channel your energy into your own growth, you achieve more in less time. You become more efficient, more disciplined, and more committed to your goals. Instead of wasting energy on things that do not contribute to your success, you dedicate yourself to continuous learning, improvement, and action. This focused approach allows you to make significant progress, reach higher levels of achievement, and build a strong foundation for long-term success. Above all, focusing on yourself and staying silent brings peace of mind. When you stop worrying about others and start concentrating on your own journey, you experience a sense of freedom. You are no longer affected by negativity, criticism, or societal pressure. You live life on your own terms, making decisions that align with your happiness and success. You embrace solitude, appreciate personal growth, and develop a mindset that prioritizes long-term fulfillment over temporary distractions. At the end of the day, success is not about being seen or heard by others. It is about personal progress and fulfillment. The most successful individuals do not waste time proving themselves to the world. They work in silence, stay focused, and let their achievements do the talking. When you adopt this mindset, you unlock your true potential. You become unstoppable, driven by purpose rather than approval. You build a life of meaning not based on how others perceive you, but on how you choose to grow. So focus on yourself, stay silent, and let your results speak. The world does not need to hear about your plans. It needs to see your success. When you truly focus on yourself, you begin to realize that your biggest competition is not other people. It is the person you were yesterday. Too often, people waste their energy worrying about how they compare to others, measuring their success against someone else's timeline, or seeking validation from the outside world. This mindset is not only exhausting, but also counterproductive. Real success comes from within, and it is only when you direct all your attention to your personal growth that you start seeing meaningful results. The distractions of social media, gossip, and external opinions do nothing but slow you down. Instead of engaging with them, channel your energy into self-improvement, learning, and refining your skills. The more you focus on yourself, the more you take control of your own destiny. One of the greatest challenges people face is the habit of announcing their plans before taking action. Many individuals feel the need to talk about their dreams, share their goals, and seek approval from others before they even begin working. This often leads to unnecessary doubts, negative opinions, and even discouragement. When you talk too much about your ambitions, you invite criticism, unwanted advice, and sometimes even envy. Instead of discussing what you are going to do, simply do it. Stay silent and let your actions make the impact. The most successful people in the world do not waste time explaining their every move. They focus on execution. They work in silence, make consistent progress, and let their results speak louder than any words ever could. Silence is not weakness, it is power. It allows you to observe, analyze, and make better decisions. When you are silent, you are not distracted by unnecessary conversations, meaningless debates, or external opinions. You are fully present in your own journey, making thoughtful choices and moving forward with clarity. Many people struggle because they allow themselves to be influenced by others. They listen to negative comments, react to every opinion, and spend time explaining themselves when they do not need to. But when you stay silent, you learn to ignore the noise and focus on what truly matters. You develop a strong sense of self-awareness, understanding that not every battle is worth fighting and not every opinion deserves your attention. Another advantage of staying silent is that it protects your energy. Words require energy, and every conversation you engage in takes up mental space. When you choose to remain silent, you conserve that energy and use it for something productive. Instead of explaining your choices, you put in the work. Instead of defending your dreams, you make them a reality. Silence keeps you focused, disciplined, and undisturbed by external distractions. It allows you to create a clear path towards success without interference. Focusing on yourself also requires a strong sense of self-discipline. The world is filled with distractions, and without discipline, it is easy to get sidetracked. When you are committed to personal growth, you learn to say no to things that do not contribute to your success. You stop wasting time on toxic relationships, pointless conversations, and habits that do not serve you. You prioritize learning, self-care, and skill development. This level of discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck in the same place. Success is not about talent alone. It is about consistency, effort, and the ability to stay focused despite challenges. Personal growth is not just about career success. It extends to all aspects of life, including mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When you focus on yourself, you start taking care of your health, setting boundaries, and choosing environments that uplift you. You become intentional about the people you allow into your life, ensuring that they support your growth rather than hinder it. Many people struggle with progress because they surround themselves with negativity. They engage in gossip, listen to doubters, and absorb negativity from their surroundings. But when you focus on yourself, you eliminate these influences. You protect your peace, guard your mental health, and ensure that your environment aligns with your goals. One of the greatest things you gain from focusing on yourself is self-confidence. Confidence does not come from external validation. It comes from knowing that you are consistently improving. When you dedicate yourself to self-improvement, whether through learning, discipline, or healthy habits, you start believing in yourself more. You realize that you do not need approval from others to feel worthy. You stop seeking permission to chase your dreams and start taking action regardless of what people think. This inner confidence allows you to make decisions based on your own intuition rather than fear of judgment. Many people underestimate the power of patience. When you focus on yourself and stay silent, you learn to trust the process. Success does not happen overnight, and those who rush the journey often burn out quickly. But when you remain committed, putting in the effort each day without seeking immediate results, you build something long-lasting. Silence teaches you patience. It allows you to work diligently without distractions and wait for the right time to reveal your success. Every major achievement in life requires perseverance, and those who stay focused on their own path without rushing will always achieve more in the long run. Another key benefit of staying silent and focusing on yourself is the ability to maintain peace of mind. Life becomes less stressful when you stop trying to prove yourself to everyone. You stop explaining your choices, you stop engaging in unnecessary arguments, and you stop worrying about external opinion. Instead, you experience a sense of calm and clarity, knowing that your only responsibility is to improve yourself. The noise of the world no longer affects you because you have learned to block it out. At the end of the day, your success will speak for itself. The people who doubted you, the ones who questioned your choices, and those who tried to discourage you will have no choice but to acknowledge your growth when they see the results. But by then it will not matter, because you will have already moved far ahead, focused on new goals and greater achievements. This is why staying silent and focusing on yourself is the ultimate strategy for long-term success. When you choose to focus on yourself and stay silent, you become unstoppable. You develop the discipline to work consistently, the patience to trust the process, and the strength to ignore. You stop seeking validation, avoid distractions, and dedicate yourself fully to self-improvement. This mindset leads to success not because it is easy, but because it is effective. The world does not need to hear about your plans, it needs to see your success. So keep working, stay disciplined, and let your actions do the talking. Focusing on yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do to create real and lasting change in your life. Too often, people get caught up in external distractions, worrying about what others think, trying to meet societal expectations, or comparing their progress to someone else's. This constant external focus leads to self-doubt, unnecessary pressure, and wasted energy. But when you shift your attention inward, you gain a sense of control over your own life. You begin to realize that the only competition you have is with yourself. Every single day is an opportunity to become better than you were yesterday. When you make the decision to focus on yourself, you start prioritizing your personal growth over external validation. Many people feel the need to announce their plans, share their goals, or seek approval from others before taking action. But this habit often leads to unnecessary negativity, criticism, and doubt. The more you talk about what you are going to do, the more you open yourself up to opinions that may discourage or distract you. Instead of explaining yourself, you should take action in silence. The strongest individuals do not feel the need to prove anything to anyone. They work diligently, stay disciplined, and let their success speak for itself. Staying silent does not mean you lack confidence or direction. It means you are focused. Silence is a powerful tool that allows you to preserve your energy and concentrate on what truly matters. When you do not waste time in unnecessary conversations, gossip, or debates, you free up mental space to think clearly and act with purpose. People who talk too much often lose sight of their own goals because they are too busy seeking external validation. But when you stay silent and direct your energy inward, you gain clarity, discipline, and a stronger sense of purpose. Silence also teaches you to listen more. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, very few people actually listen. But those who take the time to observe, reflect, and learn are the ones who gain the most knowledge and wisdom. When you stay silent, you give yourself the opportunity to absorb information, understand different perspectives, and make better decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively, you learn to process situations calmly and respond with intelligence. This ability to remain composed and thoughtful in your actions gives you a significant advantage in life. Focusing on yourself also means protecting your energy. Every interaction you have, every conversation you engage in, and every thought you entertain either adds value to your life or drains you. Many people feel exhausted not because they are physically tired, but because they waste their energy on things that do not matter. They engage in negativity, get involved in unnecessary drama, and allow external circumstances to dictate their emotions. But when you learn to focus on yourself and stay silent, you conserve your energy for things that truly contribute to your success and well-being. You learn to set boundaries, walk away from toxic situations, and invest your time and effort where it actually counts. One of the most overlooked benefits of focusing on yourself is the development of patience. Success does not happen overnight, and those who rush the process often find themselves feeling frustrated or discouraged. When you stay focused on your own journey and remain silent about your progress, you develop the patience to trust the process. You understand that real growth takes time and that consistent effort is far more valuable than instant gratification. The people who achieve great things in life are not the ones who seek quick validation. They are the ones who work quietly, persist through challenges, and allow their dedication to pay off over time. Focusing on yourself also builds confidence. Many people mistakenly believe that confidence comes from external validation, but true confidence is built from within. When you commit to personal growth, improve your skills, and stay disciplined in your habits, you naturally develop self-assurance. You no longer need the approval of others because you trust yourself and your abilities. The more you focus on your own progress, the more you realize that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. This inner confidence allows you to take risks, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward even when the path gets difficult. Another key advantage of staying silent and focusing on yourself is the ability to maintain peace of mind. Many people experience stress and anxiety because they allow external factors to control their emotions. They react to negativity, engage in unnecessary arguments, and worry about things beyond their control. But when you choose to focus on yourself, you let go of all that noise. You learn to detach from things that do not serve you and maintain a calm and focused mindset. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone, and as a result, you experience greater inner peace. This mindset also helps you develop a strong work ethic. When you stop worrying about what others are doing or thinking, you have more time and energy to invest in your own goals. You start prioritizing productivity over distractions, self-improvement over comparisons, and action over words. People who achieve great things do not spend their time talking about what they are going to do. They simply do it. They wake up every day with a clear purpose, put in the necessary effort, and stay committed to their vision. This level of discipline and dedication is what ultimately leads to success. In the end, the decision to focus on yourself and stay silent is one of the most powerful choices you can make. It allows you to take control of your life, eliminate unnecessary distractions, and direct all your energy toward your own growth. The world is filled with noise, but those who choose to rise above it and work in silence are the ones who truly succeed. Your success does not need to be announced. It simply needs to be achieved. Let your results speak for themselves. Keep improving, keep learning, and keep moving forward. Without distractions, without validation, and without unnecessary noise. Focusing on yourself is the most effective way to achieve personal growth, success, and inner peace. In a world full of distractions, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. People often get caught up in the opinions of others, comparing their journey to someone else's, and seeking approval for their decisions. This external focus only leads to self-doubt, unnecessary stress, and wasted energy. But when you shift your attention inward, you start gaining control over your life. You begin to understand that your only real competition is yourself, and that every single day is an opportunity to improve, grow, and become better than you were yesterday. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach their potential is that they spend too much time talking about what they want to do rather than actually doing it. They announce their plans, seek validation, and wait for encouragement before taking action. But the more you talk about your goals, the more you invite opinions, doubts, and distractions. The world is filled with people who do not understand your vision, and if you constantly expose your plans to others, you risk allowing their negativity to slow you down. Instead of seeking approval, work in silence. Let your actions, discipline, and results speak for themselves. The most successful individuals do not waste time explaining their every move. They focus, execute, and achieve. Silence is often misunderstood. Some see it as a sign of weakness, a lack of confidence, or even disengagement. But in reality, silence is a form of strength. It allows you to conserve your energy, stay focused, and avoid unnecessary distractions. When you do not engage in meaningless conversations, arguments, or gossip, you free up mental space for things that truly matter. Many people spend hours discussing irrelevant topics, defending their opinions, or proving their worth to others. But the truth is, you do not need to explain yourself to anyone. Your growth, discipline, and consistency will be evident through your actions. Another significant advantage of staying silent and focusing on yourself is the ability to develop a clear and calm mind. Many people struggle with stress, anxiety, and frustration because they allow external circumstances to control their emotions. They react to every comment, engage in unnecessary conflicts, and worry about things beyond their control. But when you choose to stay silent, you eliminate all that noise. You stop reacting impulsively and start thinking critically. You learn to pick your battles, conserve your energy, and remain composed in any situation. This mental clarity allows you to make better decisions, remain patient, and stay on track toward your goals. Focusing on yourself also helps you develop self-discipline, which is one of the most crucial elements of success. Distractions are everywhere, and without discipline, it is easy to lose focus. Whether it is social media, unhealthy habits, or toxic relationships, many things can pull you away from your path. But when you are truly committed to self-improvement, you learn to say no to anything that does not serve your growth. You stop wasting time on meaningless activities and start prioritizing things that bring real value to your life. This level of self-discipline separates those who succeed from those who remain stagnant. It is not about talent alone. It is about consistent effort, commitment, and the ability to stay focused despite challenges. One of the most powerful benefits of focusing on yourself is the ability to build self-confidence. Many people believe that confidence comes from external validation, but true confidence is built from within. When you dedicate yourself to personal growth, continuously learn new skills, and stay committed to your goals, you naturally develop a strong belief in yourself. You stop seeking approval from others because you trust your own abilities. You become self-sufficient, knowing that your hard work and dedication will lead to results. This confidence allows you to take risks, step out of your comfort zone, and push past any obstacles in your way. Personal growth is not just about success in your career. It extends to all areas of life, including your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When you focus on yourself, you start prioritizing self-care, healthy habits, and personal happiness. You become more aware of your emotions, learn to set boundaries, and eliminate anything that drains your energy. Many people struggle with personal fulfillment because they are too focused on external validation. They surround themselves with negativity, engage in unhealthy relationships, and ignore their own needs. But when you focus inward, you learn to prioritize yourself, ensuring that your environment, habits, and relationships support your growth rather than hinder it. Another key aspect of focusing on yourself is the development of patience. Many people give up on their goals because they expect immediate results. They become frustrated when success does not come quickly and start doubting their abilities. But true success requires time, effort, and persistence. When you focus on yourself and stay silent about your progress, you understand that every small step forward is part of a larger journey. Those who remain committed, consistent, and patient always achieve more in the long run. Success is not about proving yourself to others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. The moment you stop worrying about external opinions and start focusing on your own growth, everything changes. You begin to see progress in all areas of your life. You become more productive, more confident, and more at peace. You no longer feel the need to compare yourself to others because you understand that your journey is unique. The most successful people in the world do not seek validation. They stay disciplined, work in silence, and let their success speak for them. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can either spend your time explaining yourself, reacting to negativity and seeking approval, or you can stay silent, focus on yourself, and take action. The people who achieve great things are the ones who dedicate themselves fully to their own growth. They do not allow distractions, opinions, or doubts to slow them down. They remain committed, disciplined, and patient, knowing that their efforts will lead to real success. So focus on yourself, stay silent, and let your results speak. Your success does not need to be announced. It simply needs to be achieved. Focusing on yourself is the key to unlocking your true potential. Too often, people get lost in the noise of the outside world, constantly seeking validation, approval, and recognition. They compare their journey to others, worry about what people think, and allow external distractions to take them off course. This habit drains energy and prevents progress. But when you make the decision to shift your focus inward, everything changes. You start realizing that the only person you need to impress is yourself. Every day becomes a new opportunity to improve, to grow, and to become a stronger version of who you were yesterday. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to stay silent about your plans and let your actions do the talking. Many people have a habit of announcing their goals before they even begin working on them. They talk about what they are going to do, what they hope to achieve, and how they plan to succeed. But words alone do not create results. When you share your dreams prematurely, you invite unnecessary opinions, criticism, and doubt from others. Some people will try to discourage you, while others will offer unhelpful advice that confuses you rather than supports you. Instead of seeking approval, move in silence. Work diligently behind the scenes, and let your success be the only proof that you need. Silence is often misunderstood. Some may see it as a sign of weakness or lack of confidence, but in reality, it is a source of power. When you remain silent, you are not easily distracted. You do not waste time explaining yourself to people who do not understand your vision. You do not engage in unnecessary conversations that drain your energy. Instead, you use that energy to build, to learn, and to grow. The strongest individuals do not feel the need to broadcast their every move. They understand that true progress happens in private, and by the time the world takes notice, their success is already undeniable. One of the biggest mistakes people make is seeking validation from others. They want reassurance that they are making the right decisions, that their dreams are worth pursuing, and that they are on the right path. But the truth is, no one else can determine what is best for you. Your journey is yours alone. The more you rely on external approval, the less control you have over your own life. When you focus on yourself, you stop needing permission to chase your dreams. You stop caring about whether people support you or not. Instead, you learn to trust yourself, to believe in your own abilities, and to move forward with confidence. Another important aspect of focusing on yourself is learning how to protect your energy. Every interaction you have, every conversation you engage in, and every thought you entertain either adds to your growth or takes away from it. Many people feel exhausted, not because they are physically tired, but because they waste too much energy on things that do not matter. They get caught up in gossip, react to negativity, and engage in meaningless debates. But when you learn to focus on yourself and stay silent, you conserve your energy for the things that truly matter. You become more mindful of where you direct your attention, and as a result, you become more productive, more focused, and more at peace. Self-discipline is one of the most valuable skills you develop when you focus on yourself. The world is full of distractions, and without discipline, it is easy to get off track. Whether it is social media, unhealthy habits, or negative influences, there are countless things that can pull you away from your goals. But when you commit to self-improvement, you learn to say no to anything that does not contribute to your success. You stop wasting time on things that do not serve you and start prioritizing activities that bring real value to your life. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck in the same place. It is not about talent alone. It is about consistency, effort, and the ability to stay focused no matter what challenges arise. True confidence comes from within. Many people believe that confidence is built through external validation, but real confidence is the result of personal growth and self-improvement. When you focus on yourself, invest in your skills, and push yourself to achieve more, you naturally develop a strong sense of self-belief. You no longer need approval from others because you trust yourself. You know that your hard work and dedication will lead to success, and that belief gives you the courage to take risks, overcome obstacles, and keep moving forward. Patience is another key lesson that comes with focusing on yourself. Success does not happen overnight, and those who expect quick results often end up disappointed. But when you remain focused on your journey and stay silent about your progress, you develop the patience to trust the process. You understand that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goals. The most successful people are not the ones who rush the journey. They are the ones who remain committed, consistent, and resilient, even when progress seems slow. Inner peace is one of the greatest rewards of focusing on yourself. When you stop seeking approval, stop engaging in unnecessary arguments, and stop worrying about what others think, you experience a sense of calm and clarity. You are no longer affected by outside noise because you have learned to filter out distractions. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself because you are confident in your own decisions. Life becomes simpler, less stressful, and more fulfilling when you focus on your own growth rather than external opinions. In the end, your success will be the only response you need. The people who doubted you, questioned your choices, and tried to discourage you will eventually see the results of your hard work. But by then, their opinions will not matter because you will have already moved far ahead. This is why focusing on yourself and staying silent is the most effective approach to success. The world does not need to hear about your plans. It needs to see your results. Keep working, keep improving, and keep moving forward. Let your actions be the proof of your dedication. Stay silent, stay focused, and let your success speak for itself. Focusing on yourself is the best investment you can ever make. In a world that constantly demands attention, it is easy to get lost in distractions, comparisons, and the noise of opinions. People often find themselves worrying about what others think, seeking approval for their actions, and measuring their progress against someone else's journey. This cycle only leads to frustration, self-doubt, and unnecessary pressure. But when you choose to direct all your attention inward, everything shifts. You start realizing that your greatest competition is not the world around you. It is the person you were yesterday. Every single day becomes an opportunity to grow, improve, and become better. One of the biggest mistakes people make is feeling the need to talk about everything they plan to do. They announce their goals, explain their vision, and seek validation before they even begin. But the more you talk, the more energy you waste. Words alone do not create results. Actions do. When you expose your plans too early, you invite unnecessary opinions, doubts, and distractions. Some people will discourage you not because they do not believe in you, but because they do not understand your vision. Others may secretly hope for your failure, waiting for you to stumble. This is why the most powerful way to achieve success is to stay silent. Let your work speak for itself. Let your progress be the only explanation you ever need to give. Silence is a powerful tool. Many misunderstand it as a lack of confidence or direction. But in reality, it is the ultimate form of focus. When you do not feel the need to justify your actions, explain yourself, or seek approval, you become more centered. You do not waste time on meaningless conversations, gossip, or unnecessary debates. You channel all your energy into your goals, cutting out distractions and staying committed to your growth. Some of the most successful people in the world do not spend time announcing their every move. They simply work, improve, and achieve. By the time others notice, their success is already undeniable. The biggest distraction in life is comparison. Social media, societal expectations, and peer pressure often make people feel like they are falling behind. But the truth is, life is not a race. Everyone is on their own journey, moving at their own pace. When you compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of joy, confidence, and clarity. Instead of focusing on external achievements, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Measure your progress against who you were yesterday, not against someone else's highlight reel. The moment you stop worrying about what others are doing and start focusing on your own growth, you become unstoppable. Another major benefit of staying silent and focusing on yourself is that it helps you develop unshakable self-confidence. Many people believe confidence comes from external validation, but real confidence is built from within. It comes from knowing that you are putting in the work, improving every day, and staying disciplined. When you focus on yourself, You do not need applause, approval, or recognition to feel worthy. You trust your process, believe in your abilities, and move forward regardless of whether people notice or not. The strongest individuals are not those who seek validation. They are the ones who remain committed even when no one is watching. Protecting your energy is just as important as focusing on your goals. Every interaction, every conversation, and every thought you entertain either strengthens or weakens you. Many people feel drained, not because they are physically exhausted, but because they waste their energy on things that do not matter. They engage in negativity, react to unnecessary drama, and allow external influences to dictate their emotions. But when you choose to focus on yourself and stay silent, you conserve your energy for things that truly matter. You become mindful of what you allow into your life, setting boundaries and eliminating anything that does not align with your growth. Self-discipline is a skill that is mastered when you focus inward. The world is filled with distractions, social media, entertainment, bad habits, and negative influences. Without discipline, it is easy to lose focus and stray from your path. But when you are committed to personal growth, you learn to say no to anything that does not contribute to your progress. You prioritize your time, stay consistent, and develop habits that bring real value to your life. It is not about talent or luck. It is about dedication, consistency, and the ability to stay focused despite obstacles. Success is not about proving yourself to others. It is about proving yourself to yourself. The most successful people in the world do not chase recognition or approval. They simply put in the work, remain disciplined, and allow their results to speak for them. The more you focus on yourself, the less you care about external validation. You no longer feel the need to compete with anyone because you realize that your only competition is who you were yesterday. This mindset allows you to move forward with clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. Patience is another key lesson that comes with focusing on yourself. Many people expect immediate results, and when they do not see progress right away, they become frustrated. But real success is built over time. It requires persistence, resilience, and a long-term mindset. Those who remain focused and patient always achieve more in the long run. When you work in silence and stay consistent, you start to trust the process. You understand that small steps add up, that growth takes time, and that true success is not about speed, it is about sustainability. Perhaps the greatest reward of focusing on yourself is inner peace. When you stop seeking approval, stop engaging in negativity, and stop worrying about external opinions, you experience a sense of clarity. You no longer feel pressured to explain your choices or justify your actions. You move forward with purpose, unaffected by distractions. Life becomes simpler, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. You are no longer controlled by fear, doubt, or the need for validation. Instead, you wake up each day with a clear mind, a strong sense of direction, and the confidence to keep moving forward. In the end, your success will be the only response you ever need to give. Those who doubted you, questioned your decisions, or tried to bring you down will eventually see the results of your dedication, but by then their opinions will not matter. This is why staying silent and focusing on yourself is the most powerful way to succeed. Do not waste time explaining your plans. Let your progress speak. Do not seek approval. Trust yourself. Do not get distracted. Stay focused. Keep working. Keep improving, and keep moving forward. Let your success be your voice, and let your actions make the statement. Focusing on yourself is the most effective way to reach your full potential and create a life that aligns with your true desires. In today's world, people are constantly seeking approval, validation, and recognition from others. They compare themselves to friends, colleagues, and even strangers on social media, feeling pressure to keep up with unrealistic expectations. This endless cycle of comparison and external validation only leads to stress, self-doubt, and a lack of direction. However, when you shift your focus inward and dedicate your energy to self-improvement, everything starts to change. You realize that your only competition is yourself, and that the key to success is becoming better than you were yesterday. One of the biggest distractions in life is the need to talk about what you are going to do rather than simply doing it. Many people spend time announcing their goals, explaining their dreams, and seeking approval before they have even taken the first step. While it may feel good to talk about your plans, it does not create results. Words do not build success. Actions do. When you reveal too much too soon, you invite unnecessary opinions, doubts, and negativity. Some people will try to discourage you, not because they do not believe in you, but because they do not see your vision. Others may secretly hope for your failure, waiting for the moment when you give up. This is why the most powerful approach is to move in silence. Work quietly, stay disciplined, and let your results be the only proof you ever need to show. Silence is often misunderstood. Some people see it as a sign of insecurity or a lack of confidence, but in reality, it is a sign of strength. When you remain silent, you gain control over your energy and your mind. You do not waste time explaining yourself to people who do not matter, nor do you feel the need to justify your every move. You eliminate distractions and free yourself from unnecessary conversations that do not contribute to your growth. The most successful people in the world do not feel the need to broadcast their every move. They focus, they execute, and they achieve. By the time others notice, their success is already undeniable. One of the biggest obstacles to self-growth is the habit of seeking external validation. Many people feel the need to hear approval from family, friends, or society before they take action. They hesitate, waiting for reassurance that they are making the right decision. But the truth is, no one else can determine your path. Your dreams, goals, and ambitions belong to you alone. The more you rely on others to validate your choices, the less power you have over your own life. When you focus on yourself, you develop the confidence to make decisions without needing approval. You trust yourself, believe in your abilities, and move forward regardless of what others think. Protecting your energy is one of the most important aspects of personal growth. Every conversation you have, every thought you entertain, and every situation you involve yourself in either helps you grow or holds you back. Many people feel mentally drained not because they are physically tired, but because they allow unnecessary negativity into their lives. They engage in pointless arguments, react to criticism, and waste time worrying about things beyond their control. But when you choose to focus on yourself and stay silent, you protect your energy. You stop giving attention to things that do not serve you and start prioritizing your well-being. You become more mindful of what you allow into your mind, ensuring that everything you consume, from the people you surround yourself with to the content you engage with, supports your growth. Self-discipline is a natural result of focusing on yourself. The world is filled with distractions: social media, entertainment, toxic relationships, and unhealthy habits. Without discipline, it is easy to lose focus and waste valuable time. But when you are committed to your personal development, you learn to say no to things that do not align with your goals. You set clear priorities, eliminate time-wasting activities, and develop a routine that pushes you forward. This level of discipline is what separates successful individuals from those who remain stuck. It is not about talent or luck. It is about consistency, effort, and the ability to stay focused no matter what challenges arise. Confidence is another powerful benefit of focusing on yourself. Many people believe that confidence comes from external success, but real confidence is built from within. It comes from knowing that you are consistently improving, learning, and becoming better. When you focus on yourself, you no longer need the approval of others to feel secure. You believe in your own abilities because you have put in the work. You become self-sufficient, trusting that your dedication and effort will lead to results. This inner confidence allows you to take risks, step out of your comfort zone, and pursue your goals without fear of failure or rejection. Patience is also a crucial lesson that comes with focusing on yourself. Many people become frustrated when they do not see immediate results. They expect success to happen quickly, and when it does not, they start to doubt themselves. But real growth takes time. Every step forward, no matter how small, is part of a larger journey. Those who remain patient and consistent always achieve more in the long run. When you work in silence and stay dedicated, you begin to trust the process. You understand that progress is not always visible right away, but that does not mean it is not happening. The most successful people in life are those who stay committed, regardless of how long it takes. Perhaps the greatest reward of focusing on yourself is the sense of peace it brings. When you stop seeking approval, stop engaging in negativity, and stop comparing yourself to others, you experience a deep sense of clarity. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone because you are confident in your own path. Life becomes simpler, less stressful, and more fulfilling. You wake up each day knowing exactly what you need to do without the distractions of doubt or external pressure. You are no longer controlled by opinions, fears, or societal expectations. Instead, you live with purpose, confidence, and a clear sense of direction. Your success will be the only response you need to give. Those who doubted you, questioned your choices, or tried to discourage you will eventually see the results of your dedication. But by then, their opinions will not matter because you will have already moved far ahead. This is why staying silent and focusing on yourself is the most effective way to succeed. Do not waste time explaining your plans. Let your actions prove your commitment. Do not seek approval. Trust in yourself. Do not let distractions pull you away. Stay focused. Keep working. Keep improving. And keep moving forward. Let your success be your voice, and let your journey be the proof of your dedication. Focusing on yourself and staying silent is one of the most powerful approaches to achieving success, inner peace, and personal growth. In a world filled with distractions, opinions, and constant noise, it is easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, worrying about what people think and seeking validation for every decision. However, true progress happens when you direct all your energy inward. When you prioritize your own journey instead of comparing yourself to others or explaining your every move, you develop an unshakable mindset that leads to long-term success and fulfillment. One of the biggest mistakes people make is feeling the need to share their plans before they have even taken action. They talk about their goals, explain their dreams, and seek approval, hoping for encouragement. But the reality is that talking about what you are going to do does not get you any closer to actually doing it. It drains your energy, makes you feel like you have already accomplished something when you haven't, and invites unnecessary opinion. Some people will doubt you, some will criticize you, and some will pretend to support you while secretly hoping you fail. When you remain silent, you eliminate these distractions. You focus solely on your actions, allowing your results to speak for themselves. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people associate it with weakness, lack of confidence, or uncertainty. But in reality, silence is a sign of strength. It means you do not feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. It means you are secure in your own journey and do not require external validation to move forward. The most successful individuals in the world do not waste time explaining their every move. They take action, remain disciplined, and allow their achievements to do the talking. By the time people notice what they have accomplished, they are already far ahead. Focusing on yourself also means eliminating unnecessary distractions. In today's world, it is easy to get lost in social media, comparing your progress to others, and feeling like you are falling behind. But the truth is, everyone has their own path. What works for one person may not work for another. The moment you stop measuring your progress against someone else's and start focusing entirely on your own growth, you begin to move forward with clarity and purpose. You realize that the only person you need to compete with is the person you were yesterday. Every small improvement matters, and when you are dedicated to becoming better each day, success is inevitable. Another major benefit of focusing on yourself is that it helps you develop real self-confidence. Many people believe confidence comes from external validation, compliments, recognition, or approval from others. But real confidence is built from within. It comes from knowing that you are putting in the work, improving every day, and staying disciplined even when no one is watching. When you stop seeking validation and start trusting yourself, you become unstoppable. You no longer rely on applause or reassurance because you understand that your worth is not determined by others. You believe in yourself, and that belief alone is enough to keep pushing forward. Protecting your energy is just as important as staying focused. Every interaction, every conversation, and every thought you entertain either helps you grow or holds you back. Many people feel exhausted, not because they are physically tired, but because they waste their energy on things that do not matter. They engage in meaningless debates, react to negativity, and allow external influences to dictate their emotions. But when you focus on yourself and stay silent, you become more selective about where you invest your time and attention. You no longer allow distractions to drain your energy, and instead you use that energy to build the life you want. Self-discipline naturally follows when you focus inward. The world is full of distractions, but when you are committed to personal growth, you develop the ability to say no to anything that does not align with your goals. You prioritize what truly matters, creating habits that lead to success. It is not about talent, luck, or motivation. It is about consistency, effort, and the ability to stay focused despite obstacles. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented, but they are the most disciplined. They know how to stay committed even when things get tough. Success is not about proving yourself to others. It is about proving yourself to yourself. Many people waste time trying to impress others, but those who truly succeed do not seek recognition. They simply put in the work, stay dedicated, and let their results do the talking. When you focus on yourself, you stop worrying about competition and external expectation. You move forward at your own pace, knowing that the only approval you need is your own. This mindset not only leads to success, but also brings peace and fulfillment. Patience is another lesson that comes with focusing on yourself. Many people want immediate results, and when they do not see progress right away, they become discouraged. But real success takes time. Growth is a process, and every step forward, no matter how small, matters. Those who remain patient and consistent always achieve more in the long run. When you work in silence and trust the process, you understand that setbacks are part of the journey. Instead of getting frustrated, you keep moving forward, knowing that every effort is bringing you closer to your goals. Perhaps the greatest reward of focusing on yourself is the peace it brings. When you stop seeking approval, stop engaging in negativity, and stop worrying about what others think, you experience a deep sense of clarity. You no longer feel the pressure to explain yourself or justify your actions. You wake up each day with a clear mind, a strong sense of purpose, and the confidence to keep moving forward. You realize that external opinions do not define you, and that your path is yours alone. In the end, your success will be the only response you ever need to give. Those who doubted you, questioned your choices, or tried to bring you down will eventually see the results of your dedication, but by then, their opinions will no longer matter. This is why staying silent and focusing on yourself is the most powerful way to achieve greatness. Do not waste time explaining your plans. Let your progress speak for itself. Do not seek approval. Trust in your own abilities. Do not get distracted. Stay focused. Keep working, keep improving, and keep moving forward. Let your success be your voice, and let your actions make the statement.